Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Wednesday edition of Daily Betslip. It is myself and Reed Wallach for the second straight day, and we're going to talk a lot of college basketball tonight. Pretty much the only thing we're going to talk about. We got 6 best bets, and then we got game of the night is Michigan against UNC. We're going to talk a little bit of NFL. Reed and I are going to determine an exact Super Bowl matchup that we are going to bet on. We have not determined it yet. We're going to figure it out live on this stream. If you have any comments or suggestions for who we should bet on to face each other in the Super Bowl, comment on the YouTube live chat. Also, give the video a like, give our channel a subscribe, all that good stuff. Reed, what's going on?
Not much. I think I confused you being here on a Wednesday. I'm typically the Tuesday guy for BetSlip, yeah. So I think I threw you off your game when you were about to say the day. But yeah, good. Good betting night last night. I had like a slight profit. Hit the bowl bet. Didn't get the money line. 2-1 college hoops, and then Memphis was like dead on arrival against Denver. Like didn't have a chance. I usually like NBA games start at like 10:15 or like 15 minutes after it's supposed to. This one started at 10 quick, like 10 on the dot. Go to check the score. It's like 19-4 Nuggets. I'm like, all right, well, I'd rather it be like done painless and like, I didn't have to bother like sweating that out. Did Jokic go over or under his rebounds?
Just over. He got a rebound with a few minutes left. I think I shut it off after that, but I'm assuming he ended with 11 and I had under 10.5. And it was looking good the whole way. I think he got like 5 in the fourth quarter.
I mean, it was a blowout too, so he probably didn't even need to play much of the fourth quarter. It was a garbage time basically the whole way. I think they were up like 17 after 3.
Yeah, let me check to see exactly what he finished with. He finished with 13, so he must have just grabbed like 6 in the last 5 minutes.
Tapping it to himself.
13, yeah, Stevie Bands is 13.
I'm pumped to do this Super Bowl exact bet. Yes. I feel like you lost out on 25 grand. I was in that pool and I picked up like a couple $100. So like this will be where we turn our money to now. A long shot, exact Super Bowl, and hopefully they get some legs. I have a few like ideas in my head that I thought of. So happy to bounce those off you. And
let's get a little juicy with it. Let's not pick the Eagles against the Bills.
I wasn't planning on doing like Bills, right. Like Bills Eagles. That's not fun. We need like a team that's gonna like make a run here.
Yes, the Atlanta Falcons.
Desmond Ridder threw for 110 yards.
I went 2-3 with my best bets, and then I guess with Jokic, so I guess I went 2-2 in the show yesterday. But if you remember, Reed, I took the under 117.5 between Fresno State and Cal Bakersfield. That went under by 14 points.
Oh yeah, I was tracking. I saw at halftime. I think it was like 27-27 at half or something, 27-24 at half or something. And I was like, oh, like that's like kind of like right on pace. That's exactly where you want it. And
I will never have more of a sweat-free under 117 again in my life. That was insane.
What was the final score?
Here, I'll look it up. But it ended like 14 points under.
That's crazy. That's insane. But our
the final score 56-48. So it was a 104 total. It ended with Fresno State with a big 56-48 win.
Yeah, and our collab bet, of course, lost Florida. They went up like 12 in the first half.
Yeah, I watched the second half of that. That was frustrating. They couldn't get anything going offensively. All right, let's get it. What's JJ saying here? It's fun if the Eagles make it with Minshew or just in general. Yeah, I mean, it would be. It would be fun. It's not going to help out. And if we're looking for a long shot bet, though, JJ, for a Super Bowl matchup, the Eagles aren't going to help us odds wise, considering they're the favorite from the NFC. So
we need like Hurts ruled out for the rest of the season. It's like Minshew, right. Then let their odds sink and stuff.
All right, let's dive into community picks. I think we just have the 3 tonight. If anyone's watching live, you can send us in any additional picks you have in the chat here. Chips picks. I believe he was on the Flyers 3-way money line yesterday. That did hit. So Chips picks getting hot. He's on the Predators 3-way tonight. The procedure here, folks. Chicago 1-14-1 in their last 16 games with an average goal differential of 2.68. That's insane. I've tried to get cute and bet on the Blackhawks a couple times personally over that stretch, and it has not worked out. Preds haven't played great, but nobody should be even money on the 3-way against Chicago right now. We'll fade until we lose. I like that. I mean, the Predators haven't exactly played very well this year either. I think they're a reason why I do like the Predators is that their starting goaltender is starting tonight. Husi Saros. My preseason pick to win the Vezina. Hasn't had a great season, but he's still much better than Peter Mrazek for the Blackhawks, who I think has like an 875 save percentage this season. So, yeah, I'm not going to argue and try to make the case for the Blackhawks. They suck. Let's keep things moving. Samford plus 5.5. This comes in from Luke DeVasta at Luke DeV. Samford. I did not look at this game.
I got you.
Do you have me on this one? All right, perfect.
Yeah, Samford playing Belmont. I think this opened like much shorter. Like I guess Belmont took money. No real opinion here. I just know Belmont isn't. This is not your father's or big brother's Belmont team. This is a team struggling. So I mean, inclined to look dog. I mean, your best friend Kempom has Samford 144th, Belmont 154th. So maybe you got an edge there. But yeah, I mean, Belmont's defense doesn't look great at all. Granted, off like my quick look last night, I don't know if Gonzaga ended up like covering, but they were down like 8 or like midway through the first half. I don't know what ended up having that game, but yeah, no real opinion here on a Samford Belmont. Samford's lost 6 games in a row, including to a Division II team, UT Southern. So trying to buy real low on Samford there on the Bulldogs. Is it Luke Div?
Luke DeV. Yeah, I just quickly looked up a couple stats. Looks like they're pretty close in a lot of different areas. So taking the team getting 5.5 points makes sense to me.
Mm-hmm.
But wasn't a game that I did a huge deep dive in. Let's bring up the last community pick. There was one in the chat we'll get to afterwards here as well. This comes in from H at H_Straught_6. Incarnate Ward to win by 1 to 5 points exactly, plus 1,100 to plus 100, plus 1,100 to minus plus.
I think it's like plus 1,100 to 1,300. Like that's the range he's looking for.
Okay. That's a very specific type of
it's almost
based on an Incarnate Ward team. Like, do you have inside info, H? What's going on here? This is Incarnate Ward taking on FIU.
It's so specific that like it almost has to hit. I mean,
I think I'm going to tail it. I'm going to tail it right now.
I might tail this one too.
I think this guy knows something.
Yeah, they're 14-point underdogs at FIU. FIU, we bet on them against Howard. But, like, Incarnate Word's one of the worst teams in the country. He has to have, like, did all of FIU's team just quit? Are they not playing?
Yeah, what's this inside info here? I think
we have to tell. I mean, it's basically, I imagine they win, like, in blowout fashion. Like, they beat FIU on the road by, like, 10. Because, like, 1 to 5 is, like, you're going to have to win a clincher here.
I got Incarnate Ward. So I'm getting bad odds at this. Maybe
what's their money line? Just flat out, just
their money line 6-1.
God, that's really good odds for who's this guy's bookie?
I got 10-1 for them to win 1 to 5 on BetMGM. I'm going to look at DraftKings, and I'm not going to spend this show just looking at different books. So I'll look at DraftKings, and if it's not any better, then I'll just bet it because I think this I know.
Let's see. Margin. Oh, FanDuel has 13 to 1. I'm going to ride. Incarnate Word 1 to 5. This is magical.
I don't think DraftKings has margin of victory. No. All right. FanDuel it is. FanDuel is the app we're going to use to bet our exact Super Bowl matchup odds anyway. So.
Okay. So anyway.
Okay, H Straught. I don't know what you know.
I'm in.
Ride.
I'm in.
Stevie Pan says I'm not betting it because then you all will lose by point. Yeah, it's possible.
All right, I'm in.
I did see someone. Maybe this was the same guy. Someone tweeted at me last night that they did the same thing with Harvard last night against UC Irvine, and that cashed.
Okay,
I'm out on UC Irvine. They've disappointed. Well, I'm not out. I'm still a fan, but they look so good at the start of the year. They look like trash now. Harvard was
long season,
pounding the ball down their throat. It was terrible.
30 plus game season. It takes its toll.
You're right about that. Okay, 13 to 1. Incarnate Ward. All right. All right, H Straw, we're with you on that one.
It's a 7:00 tip too, so we don't have to like stay up all night watching this. We'll be good to go.
Incarnate Ward's gonna lose by 50.
Probably. They're 14-point dogs.
All right, there's another one in the chat. Daniel chimed in. Utah moneyline -120 against TCU. I believe that's one of the games that you're on. Is that correct?
I'm involved, so I'll save if you have any opinion here.
Yeah, so then why don't we just jump into it? Because we're done with community picks. So why don't we just jump right into that then? Let's start with that pick.
Okay, I took TCU actually, so I'm going against them. I got +1.5. I think TCU wins this game. Team I was high on, similar to Florida, in a way, similar handicap where I was high on TCU coming into the year. They started out a little slow, just performance-wise wasn't great. Damian Ball wasn't playing. This Utah team came out like gangbusters, 9-3. But if you look at shot quality, which tracks team's performance, like the shots they're taking, not just making, they actually look more like a 7-5 team. This TCU team also pounds it inside, top 60 2-point rate. They're 21st in offensive rebounding rate. I just don't trust Utah's ball handlers to outpace TCU, who just dominates inside. And just look at this. Utah, third lowest effective field goal percentage in the entire country, allowing below 40% effective field goal percentage. Like the regression is going to come. And I bet against them against BYU over the weekend, allowed 75 to a BYU team that isn't great from the outside, shoot below 30% from three. So regression's coming. This is at like a semi-neutral court. It's in Utah, but it's where the Jazz play. I forgot the name of their stadium, but I like TCU here to win this one. I think Utah's kind of on the decline here, while TCU's kind of passed them on their way up.
All right, perfect. TCU going with the Horned Frogs. You have an NBA prop too, is that correct?
I do.
Okay, I just tweeted that we had 7 college basketball plays. I just assumed you're all college basketball. So
well, we got UNC, Michigan. So like come for the first 5, stay for 2 extra ones.
6 college basketball plays if we count Michigan, 1 NBA.
Yeah.
All right.
No one will fault you here. You just gotta get people to the stream.
Yeah, that's true. All right, my first college basketball pick. I'm gonna go Virginia Tech. -9, the Hokies here against Boston College. Virginia Tech, I think, should be favored by double digits. I think we're getting a couple points of value here. Virginia Tech's been quietly on fire to start the season. 24th in effective field goal percentage, 57th in opponent effective field goal percentage. Boston College is 316th and 211th in those 2 categories. And what I like the most about Virginia Tech, and this is a stat that I look at quite a bit when trying to bet on a team to win with margin, is turnovers, because you can't cough the ball up. That's going to be hard to cover big spreads. Virginia Tech 4th in turnovers per possession. They do a really good job hanging on to the ball. So I'll take the Hokies -9 against Boston College.
Yeah, I like this one. Vatek, they're going to be a tough out come tournament time. You know, last year they got hot. They won the AC tournament. I think you're going to see a similar, season-long type of trajectory with this team. I like Virginia Tech a lot. Boston College, no good.
I do have a soft spot for Virginia Tech. I did bet on them to win the ACC tournament.
I
watched one of their games because it was at the Barclays Center in Brooklyn.
No, Vatek's a legit good team. Like this is a pretty low number. Maybe I'll get involved with this one with you.
Love it. All right, let's just stick with college basketball, and then we'll finish off with your NBA prop bet. So, what's your next college basketball one?
Yeah, late night game. I think this is 11 o'clock tip. USC against Colorado State. I got USC -2.5. I think this is out to 3. So you push on 3 instead of win. But Colorado State, they've had a lot of injuries all season. They beat St. Mary's, who's a damn good team, one of the best mid-majors this year, top 30 KenPom team. They won 62-60, shot 65% on 2s against a normally stout St. Mary's defense. They're now going to face their first real zone defense this season in USC, one of the biggest teams in the country. Top 5 in 2-point defense. I think USC is the better team here on a neutral court in Phoenix. So there's no home court involved here. I think USC kind of overpowers Colorado State, gets a win here. -3, still good to me. Again, interior defense, 5th lowest 2-point field goal percentage allowed. Don't trust Colorado State from the outside. So I like the Trojans to keep it rolling here ahead of Pac-12 play. So give me USC -2.5. 3 still good.
I like it. I was looking at that play as well. I stayed away, and I shouldn't do this because this factor is always baked into the line. But I'm always nervous betting on teams in Colorado. I get caught up in the altitude.
So this game, I didn't even realize it is a neutral court game.
Oh, it's a neutral site? Oh, perfect.
It's in Phoenix tonight. So don't worry about the altitude. That's a real thing, by the way. Altitude, like Colorado.
It scares me.
I know Colorado, I believe, has like the best home court split in the entire country. Even more so, you got a team going away from altitude. You got Colorado State coming, away from their typical, high altitude type stuff. So I like USC here. I think that started slow this year, but they look good. Where were they? They were the Atlantis, I think. They played Wisconsin. Not Wisconsin. They played Tennessee, where Wisconsin was. So USC starting around to form. I think that this is a good spot to back them at discounted price.
All right, I like it. My next one, I'm looking at a Big East matchup. I'm going to take St. John's plus 5.5 against Villanova. St. John's, it's a stat that I've talked about a little bit the past couple weeks that I like quite a bit in college basketball this year. Extra scoring chances per game. St. John's, one of the best in the country in that stat, plus 5.5 extra scoring chances per game. And Villanova's got a lot of defensive issues so far this season. 245th in opponent effective field goal percentage, 216th an opponent 2-point field goal percentage, which is huge because St. John's takes the large majority of their shots down low. They do not shoot the 3 ball. So I think they can beat up Villanova on the interior. They're getting 5.5 points. I'll take them on that line.
Yeah, my only concern with this one, I was looking at Villanova at like -3.
Right.
Now 5.5. I'm not interested. My only concern is Cam Whitmore, their star freshman recruit. He's now playing. He's played his last 4 games, and he's looked really good doing it. So maybe that's what Villanova needed to turn it around, get like that high, talented player. But at a few possession, with the way St. John's plays that frenetic pace, if their pace wins out, they're going to win in a track meet. So I don't hate the look now that you're getting, north of 4.5. 5.5 is fine with me on St. John's.
All right, I'm going to give out my last college basketball, and then we'll get an NBA prop from you.
Cool.
So I'm going to go with an under. I cashed both my total bets last night.
Yeah,
just the 2 I had. So I'm going to go back with another under bet here. Washington and Auburn under 138.5. This is a late night game as well here. I don't know. Is it neutral court? I probably should have looked that up, but
Washington,
I never know with these
Auburn.
Ones. It is late, so it's got to at least be out west.
I will tell you as you talk.
All right. 2 extremely good defensive teams here. Washington is 53rd in defensive efficiency, 40th in opponent effective field goal percentage. Auburn's 20th in defensive efficiency and 14th in opponent effective field goal percentage. And if you just look at something simple like their combined points per game, Auburn games are finishing at an average of 134.9. Washington games are finishing at an average of 135.6, both a few points below the set total tonight. So I think it's going to be a little bit of a defensive slugfest. I'll take the under 138.5.
Yeah, a game is in Seattle. It's at Washington. I agree with you, though. Auburn's offense, just so bad. So many turnovers. Yes. Katie Johnson, Wendell Green. It's like the same thing that happened to them last year in the tournament and, down the stretch of the season. They had Jabari Smith, but their guard plays so bad. Can't trust them on the road. I think you could see Auburn really, really struggle to keep up in this game. And their defense is still fantastic, though. So I think it's a low-scoring game on the way.
Stevie Pan says, I was going to ask about Villanova. Whitmore back should be close. Yeah, the Whitmore factor. But still, I'm not taking St. John's to win 5.5 points. I think that's well within my range to take a shot at.
Totally. And then my NBA prop, Nets, Warriors tonight. My, as always, Nets prop each game. I'm up like 15 or 16 units or something. So, we're crushing here. Nick Claxton, over 7.5 rebounds tonight against the Warriors. Double-digit rebounds in 4 of 10, over in 6 of 10, and then the other 4 landed on 7 on the dot. So he's hanging right around this number. I particularly like it with the Warriors. Second night of a back-to-back, they just got out-rebounded against the Knicks by 18 in Madison Square Garden. They're bottom half in rebound percentage since the beginning of December. They're now without Steph Curry. They just don't look as strong. And again, it's the second night of a back-to-back. Maybe guys like Draymond Green and Kevon Looney don't play as many minutes. Nets expected to win with margin, but the Nets don't have a ton of centers. So Claxton is still going to get to his, 26, 28 minute quota here. So I like Claxton there. I also sprinkled on double-double. I got plus 290, anything plus 240 or better. I think it's worth a look on Claxton. Like I said, double-digit rebounds in 4 of 10. And the Warriors, they're going to be playing out on Durant and Irving. If that's going to lead to loss for Claxton, who's actually leading the league in field goal percentage because he's basically just dunking the ball. He's shooting like 74% from the field. It's ridiculous. I think double-double at big plus odds is worth a look there. So, Claxton over 7.5 rebounds. And, if you're looking for a longer shot, take double-double, anything above plus 240.
So you mentioned you were betting a Nets prop every single Nets game.
Where
can people find those?
That's on my Twitter, which is right there at Reed Wallach. Let me see. What am I this year? I'm 26-15 plus 15.52 units in 31 games. Listen, man, this is my heart and soul right here. This
Nobody
is like
knows the Brooklyn Nets more than Reed Wallach.
This is truly like love here. This is what it's all
Right.
about. So so we'll see. Claxton over rebounds. He's flirted with 7, so now watch, he'll end up on 7 exactly. But I like this one. Nets big favorites. They should roll tonight. Hopefully, make it easy for me.
All right, so there's our best bets for tonight. We're going to talk about Michigan UNC later on in the show, but let's recap the picks we got so far here. I'm on Virginia Tech -9 against Boston College, St. John's +5.5 against Villanova, and the under 138.5 between Washington and Auburn. Reed, you're on for NBA, you're on over 7.5. Nick Claxton rebounds. The Nets against the Warriors, TCU +1.5 against Utah, and USC -2.5 against Colorado State. I will mention I also have 3 NHL picks for tonight. I'm 4-1-1 in the NHL this season. Check out my Twitter timeline, or you can just go directly to FanSided. And my best bets article is up on fansided.com. So if you want my NHL picks, go over there. But now we're going to talk about NFL. As I talked about at the start of the show, we are going to discuss who we want to bet on for a long shot exact Super Bowl matchup. The odds, I just saw them. I don't know how, maybe they've been out for a while. I just saw them out on FanDuel. They are very long because obviously you're predicting both the AFC and NFC champion. So let's talk it out. What do you want to start by conference? How do you want to do this?
I don't know. Should we start conference? Maybe like pin down a few teams, and maybe go with like then we'll kind of nail down which combo we want to go with.
All right. So let's yeah, I like that. So let's go NFC. So we're crossing out the Eagles because too chalky.
Yes,
that's so fun. We're crossing.
I think there's 3 we could definitely cross out. Not even looking at the odds.
Okay, and what are those 3? Eagles,
Dallas,
Niners,
and
Cowboys.
San Francisco.
What?
Dallas and San Francisco. Yeah. Unless you want to take one team you're really confident in and then try and get the other conference as like a longer shot.
No, I'm comfortable crossing those 3 teams off.
Okay.
But the issue in the NFC is there's no real team that I absolutely love.
So let's go through it. Okay, so NFC South, no. The Vikings, no. The Vikings aren't doing it. Then you got the Giants, no. Seattle, no. All right, so maybe what we should do.
What about Seattle?
You don't. Come on, Seattle's not going now. Is Lockett even back in the regular season? They may not even make the playoffs.
What about the Lions?
No, come on.
Well, if you want long shots, we can't take the best team.
But I'm saying, should we maybe do like NFC? We like a team, we'll take them, and then AFC. Do you think is maybe a little bit more like you got teams like the Dolphins and the Chargers, the Jets? Like maybe that's the conference we want. So it's like a likely candidate, and then a team that we think could go on like a Bengals-esque run and maybe go through. Maybe that's the way we should do it. So because the NFC, the NFC is so top heavy.
Here's the thing though, Reed.
Okay.
Is that the AFC, there's probably some deeper teams that could go on a run, but then they have to get by like the Bills or Chiefs. Like the NFC, the teams that are going to be like wildcard teams are ugly, but also like they don't have to get through as hard of competition. Like the Eagles have already lost to the Commanders this year. The Vikings suck. The Cowboys have Mike McCarthy. You know what I mean?
So who would you take? You think the Lions really?
No, probably not. No, the Lions.
I don't even know if the Lions are going to win this week.
Damn, I don't like any team. What about just taking the 49ers? What if we just
I was going to say if we're taking one, I'd rather take the Niners cuz
okay, let's go with Brock Purdy. Let's rock with Brock.
It's crazy cuz I don't even think this Brock Purdy thing is legitimate, but they're probably going to have the easiest path. And their team is just loaded. I could play quarterback for them at this point.
All right. So, and they probably do still have the second shortest odds in the NFC.
I'm scrolling over. Oh, FanDuel does it by all right, hold on. So, just to set, so San Francisco, Buffalo, which would be them in the number 1 choice, still 9-1. So there's things to work with here.
Okay, let's go 49ers. You don't want to go Cowboys?
No. I don't trust I don't trust any of those teams, honestly, because I don't trust Dak and McCarthy. And I don't trust Shanahan in a big game either. I trust the Niners talent more.
All right, let's go Niners, the NFC. That means we got to take a bit of a long shot in the AFC.
I had two I wanted to, run by you.
Okay, let's hear it. I've one that I want to take.
All right, so I'll go from I guess, like, not as crazy to more crazy, even though they're both crazy. My
Okay,
first
and
one's
to
the
be clear,
Chargers.
we're not taking the Chiefs. We're not taking the Bills.
No. My first one's the Chargers.
I hate the Chargers.
Okay, but, like, let me give you, like, a little thing. All this, like, fourth down stuff, like, works their way. Justin Herbert, like, ascends. They get healthier. Like, maybe Bosa comes back, and all of a sudden, like, this team that had a lot of talent going into the year, that talent's actually on the field. I don't know what their path would be. Maybe it's a little too difficult, but I think, like, upside-wise, we've seen the Chargers go toe-to-toe with the Chiefs before. So, like, I'm not – obviously, beating the Chiefs is one thing, but we've seen the Chargers go toe-to-toe every single time with the Chiefs, even beat them last year. So, if we're talking about, like, going after them, maybe it is the Chargers. But, like, the negative side of that is, like, can Justin Herbert, like, in the cold of Buffalo, like, do you really trust that team going, on the road to win? So, I agree with you.
Terrible.
Yeah. So, my other one, though.
I hope this is the one I'm going to say.
Jacksonville.
Oh, no,
it's obviously Jacksonville.
The Jaguars.
It's obviously Jacksonville.
Oh, dude, the Jaguars.
Oh my God, it's so Jacksonville. It's crazy. It's
Why?
So
Make your case for Jacksonville. I'll listen to this.
Okay, Trevor Lawrence has been like one of, if not like all metric. I obviously don't have it in front of me because like we're around and stuff. But in terms of like EPA per play and stuff, he's been like one of the best quarterbacks over the last 5 weeks. He's been absolutely fantastic. Now looks like Ryan Tannehill is going to miss the rest of the season. The Jags, if the Jags win out or even go 2-1 and beat the Titans in Week 18 at home, they're in. So they're hosting a playoff game all of a sudden. That would be against who would be the top wildcard team? Maybe the Chargers or
Ravens.
Dolphins. Oh, Ravens. But are the Ravens, with Lamar and stuff, it's at Jacksonville. Or so
Stevie Pants says Doug's been there too.
Doug Peterson, he's very if Trevor Lawrence has this cooking, I don't know, man. By the way, just if we're doing it, just saying, San Francisco, Jacksonville, 130-1. I'm just saying. I also, to be completely biased, I have Jags to win the AFC South plus 750 from before the year. So like this has been a team I've been like kind of hoping puts it together this year. But I mean, why not? Why not? Second year guy puts it all together. ETN, all that stuff. I don't know, man. What did you have? Are you going to say that?
So I'll just get to what people are. Daniel says, how about the Jaguars because of their offensive line? They do have a very good offensive line. That's kind of a big reason why they're able to beat the Cowboys this past week. Kind of shut down that pass rush. Stevie Pan says Colts. I'm sure he was joking there because Nick Foles. Yeah.
I'm just saying Jacksonville's also not beating like bad teams necessarily. They beat Dallas. They came back and beat Baltimore. Like they are playing good football of late against good teams. So maybe this team just gets 130-1 and they're hosting the first round if they get in. Ooh. What was yours?
Mine was the Dolphins because the Dolphins, even though they're a very good team, have kind of long odds. Like they're 18-1 to win the AFC. They have the most explosive offense in the NFL. They're on a 3-game losing stretch, but those 3 games, this would be the time to buy. They're still statistically like have been a very good team. And those 3 games, 3-game road trip, 2 of them were against the Bills and the 49ers. Like I think the 49ers, and maybe we don't use the Dolphins. Maybe the Dolphins are just a good bet right now just to win the Super Bowl in general. But that I thought that was the team you were going to say.
No, I'm not crazy about Miami.
Okay.
I'm not.
So you want to do Jaguars and 49ers?
I could do like split it and do Miami and San Francisco and Jacksonville and San Francisco.
No, we're not split.
We're going all in. Here's my issue with Miami. I got to pull up like a playoff picture. Because I'm not sure Miami's making the playoffs.
This might be actually a good hedge for me because I did make a bet, I think in like week 4, that if the Jaguars win the Super Bowl, I have to get a Jaguars tattoo.
So you should want to take Jacksonville just in case. So Miami's currently the 7. And the Patriots and the Jets are each a game behind them, which is crazy. The Patriots are still a game behind them. But the Jets and Miami play Week 18, I know, in Miami. And, so do you like Miami against Green Bay? We were talking about that yesterday.
Yeah, they would have been my survivor pick if I would have switched things around.
Yeah. And the Jets played Jacksonville on Thursday. The Jets then play Jets schedule. Who do they play in week? Oh, they play Seattle, where Miami plays New England. I don't know. I'm just more confident right now the Jags are going to make the playoffs. Because if you look at Jacksonville, they play the Jets, and they could afford to lose one. They play the Jets, then they play the Texans, and then it's winner take all against Tennessee. And there's a chance that Tennessee has Malik Willis at quarterback. Not to mention, they just beat Tennessee pretty handily 2 weeks ago.
All right. You've convinced me. I'm in. Let's do it.
Watch,
Jaguars against 49ers.
Jacksonville will go to the Super Bowl, and San Francisco will lose in the first round, and we'll have the wrong. We'll take the wrong NFC team.
130 to 1.
Cool. Pay for your tattoo.
But I'm
in.
In order for me to make up the $25,000 I lost in Survivor, I'd have to bet a lot, so I'm not going to do that. But I'll bet.
You typed it in, you're like, no, that's too much on the Jags.
Yeah, well, it'd be like $200.
All right, cool. Now we're in on the Jags.
I'll put $20 on it.
Yeah, why not?
All right, Jaguars 49ers, $20 to win 2,600.
There we go.
We need so the next goal here, we need Jaguars to make the playoffs.
Yes, Jags make the playoffs, and then this thing is off and running. I mean, if they win, I kind of think Tennessee's going to lose to Houston this week. To be honest with you,
I got Texans +7 at the start of the week. I'm laughing right now.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think Tannehill's playing this week. The market's saying
he's not.
They're down to 3. They're 3-point favorites against the Texans.
Stevie Pan says he's in. He's riding with us.
Let's go, Stevie. And thank you for the nice words.
49ers meeting in the Super Bowl, 130 to 1. All right.
We're here.
There you have it.
All right.
Let's wrap the show up with game of the night. We'll go back to college basketball here. It is UNC against Michigan. Is this the Jumpman Classic?
Jumpman Invitational, I think.
Jumpman Invitational.
Yeah.
Is it in North Carolina?
Yeah, Charlotte, I think.
Right.
So it's not like technically a home game, but
it's one of those neutral court home games.
Yeah. It's at the Spectrum Center where the Hornets play.
Daniel says the biggest upsets in playoffs seem to come from teams with good offensive lines. Well, I mean, the Bengals had a terrible offensive line last year, but
sure. I'd say almost defensive lines, like those Giant teams, it was all based around their defensive line.
That's a good point. All right, what's your pick for Michigan and North Carolina?
Yeah, I took the points here with Michigan +5.5. If you remember last year, 72-51, UNC blew out Michigan. Early season game. It was when Michigan had a lot of hype going into the year and really just put them way off, and Michigan had to battle back all season. Michigan's been pretty solid this year. Covered both times as underdogs this season. Lost to Kentucky by 4 on a neutral. Lost to Virginia by 2 at home. So they've played good against good competition. And UNC, I bet on them on Saturday against Ohio State. Still not impressed with this team. We know the talent. We know the Final Four national championship game upside, but this team still looks out of sorts. Still can't hit a 3 either. 30% as a team. Michigan, they're going to have the best player on the floor in Hunter Dickinson. He's fantastic going up against Armando Bacot. I like Michigan here to hang around, maybe even upset UNC. I think that you're paying a tax on UNC for they beat Ohio State, a Big Ten team. They're figuring it out. Here they come. They closed 2.5-point favorites in that game. So this is a big overreaction because I don't see a big difference between Michigan and Ohio State. So give me the Wolverines with Hunter Dickinson to cover this 5.5-point spread.
Yes, I'm on Michigan as well. I talked about earlier, I think it is Virginia Tech talking about how they don't turn the ball over. Well, no team turns the ball over less than Michigan. First in turnovers per possession, only coughing it up on 12.8% of possessions. They also outrank UNC in effective field goal percentage, effective possession ratio, and extra scoring chances per game. So I will take Michigan as well. I'll take them with the points. And I am a little bit concerned because you are on Michigan, I am on Michigan, and the community is on Michigan.
Oh, God.
The community poll pick is in. The results are in. They're on Michigan as well. We're all on Michigan, which rarely goes well for us, I feel like.
We lost our collab bet last night.
Yeah, it's true. This is a triple collab bet. What could go wrong?
Nothing.
All right. There you have it. That is our show. A lot of college basketball picks, one NBA pick. and our
and a lock Super Bowl future.
I'm so excited for this. I'll be cheering this tomorrow night, isn't it? Jaguars Jets. Ooh,
yeah, we need this
hard though because I got some Jets future, so I'm gonna be. I don't know. My heart's gonna be split in this game.
Honestly, I don't believe the Jags need this game. I think it's kind of irrelevant as long as they beat Houston and Tennessee. Assuming Tennessee loses to the Cowboys next week, which, I mean, given the state of the Titans on the road, or no, it's in Tennessee, so maybe not. But I believe, yeah, the Jaguars could lose a game as long as they win the other two and beat the Titans in Week 18. They are in. I believe.
All right.
I believe.
There we go. And we also got Incarnate Ward to win between 1 to 5 points for 13.
Yeah, we got a weird night of bets ahead of us. Hopefully some of them come through.
All right. I love it. It's going to be fun regardless. Reed, any final thoughts before we close this thing up?
No, just make sure you check out Early Read for all your bull picks because I'm not going to be on any of these streams for, I don't think, until the new year. So go check out the Early Read with Chris the Bear Felica from ESPN. Have a bunch of bull picks in there. Check out my bet stamp at RW33. That is all my bowl plays and stuff like that. But yeah, good luck with all your bets and happy holidays.
You might be doing a show with me next Tuesday.
Just kidding. I'm back on Tuesday, but enjoy your Christmas.
That's my birthday. It's going to be the birthday edition of Daily Betslip.
Perfect. We'll come up with another future for it.
Yeah, this is my last episode until next week. So until after Christmas. So Merry Christmas to those who celebrate. I'm off tomorrow. It'll be Ben and Peter tomorrow and no show Friday. So tomorrow, Ben and Peter, 5 p.m. Eastern. And then I believe we'll be back on Monday, the 26th. Probably me and Peter are probably going to be back to our normal schedule next week. So, yeah. Happy holidays, everyone. Good luck with your bets. Gamble or bless. I'll talk to you next week.